dingle dee doo 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 doo. Hey everybody. It's good to be with you on a Friday morning. It's 10:30 on the nose, and right now I'm listening to. This is called Summer in Saint Tropez, 1968. Old money vibes and golden sunsets. I know it's more of a sunrise occasion over here on a Monday morning, Friday morning, but I don't know. Old money vibes felt pretty good. I'd like a little old money. If you find any laying around, let me know. Oh man. So anyway, it's a beautiful morning. It's hot. It's a hot, balmy morning outside, but inside, hey, here's we go. We're just hanging out together, and it's 10:30. So for a couple of minutes, we're going to talk to each other. I'm going to read the chat room. We're going to do a little bit of, news here and there. Nothing like news. But then Mike Baldwin, comedian Mike Baldwin, MikeIsFunny.com, shows up at 11 o'clock. It's his birthday. It's Mike's birthday. So I said, why don't you come on to this Friday show and we'll just do the second half hour together where I just watch Reels. We can watch the Reels together. He said, I'll be there. And I still have the Zoom link. I said, great. Now, I do have a picture of him with a nice full bushy beard in the thumbnail. He did shave it off a couple of weeks ago. And I know that he was quite upset with himself when he did it. But it was still funny. If you're a comedian, you find a way to make it all funny. And that's what we're doing tonight, this morning. I keep saying tonight. The day has just begun. The weekend has just begun. Hello to everybody over there on Pilled. Delona sent a fleet on a Friday morning. I don't make that kind of money on a Friday morning. Wow. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Delona. Thank you to Vesper over there and Willie and over on Rumble, we've got Nephilim says, cheers, Frank. Cheers to you. Tim Brown says, morning, Frank. I had to do a double take. I thought that the schizo guy from last night was Mike Baldwin. No. Can you imagine that? Anyway, it's good to see you, Tim. What's up? The HBIC just showed up over there on Rumble as well. Back to YouTube. Unita12, thank you so much for the duck fart. Thank you, John Michael Karma. What's up? What's up? Katie down in hot Texas. I'm sure it's hotter than it is up here. Bryleen says, good morning and happy birthday, Mike. And then Cerebral Pisces says, good morning. Well, as you guys roll in, we will continue to hang out. I also have Twitch. The Twitch that is in the loop today, so hopefully they are enjoying themselves and everybody's just doing their thing. And I think there's one person watching on Twitch right now. We're still building momentum with that. I can't wait until we sign on and there are hundreds of people watching on Twitch, like it used to be, until we said no more Twitch because we're getting killed with all the music. But now, ladies and gentlemen, we have this. We have old money and sunset vibes. And it's all copyright free. You know why? Because robots made it. Whatever. Just whatever. All that matters is you and I. Hello, Christine Miller. Hello, Red House Press. The closet looks great, says Europrop. Thank you. I believe so as well. I have the door open because I have to have the door open because I'm piping in air-conditioned air from the living room. So the living room has the air conditioner going, and then on the banister right outside of this door, I have a little like turbo fan that's sitting on the banister that draws from the living room and shoots it right into the room. And then it kind of circulates in here, and it has made even the hottest of days outside very, very pleasant in here. And the workflow has improved incredibly over, the last month and a half. I know what I'm doing. But this is also why I haven't done any nighttime shows from Studio B. I don't know. In the fall, when the baby is born, when Luciana, hold on, you want to see something? Hold on. Check this out. When the baby is born, I mean, we just did this yesterday. Okay, so you know what this is? This little moon onesie? Aurora wore this when she was 1 month old. Aurora wore this. So yesterday, Lauren and my sister-in-law, they were in the basement going through all of Aurora's old stuff just to see what we can use for Luciana when she arrives in November and all that stuff. And, you know, so we could rewash it because it's been in storage for, 4 or 5 years. And I got to hold this again. So I'm just like, ooh. I'm just practicing all my twirling, my baby twirling. Here. Baby twirling. Anywho. So that's just, I can't wait to see the moon onesie worn again. God bless us, everyone. Anywho, so that's what's going on over here. That's what I was about to say before I take my first cup of coffee. That when the baby is born in November, you can expect me to do at least a whole week of stuff broadcast from home. We will be live at 7 o'clock. I am not going to be writing anything. It is just going to be every night. It's going to be Quite Frankly Live. Tuesday something or other, Tuesday open lines and something, whatever. And it's just going to be a week of minimal preparation. Maybe we'll do some reels. We'll do some joy scrolling together. We'll take some calls. And that week is going to be very, very minimal. Maybe you guys call in and tell me what's going on around the world. That'll be it's going to be a great week. I've decided I'm not going to just go away, but I'll just go live from home. And I just won't do any preparation, and we'll see what happens. Imagine a new chapter of the show is born at that point. The week that I was forced to let go. We'll see what happens. Anyway, this first, I've got my grandfather's New York Jets mug. And, of course, it's a left-handed mug, so you don't even know what I'm doing. Anyway, cheers. Salute. This is, Quite Frankly, Elevation Blend Coffee brewed hot with the KetoBrainz. And when you put the KetoBrainz into the hot coffee, oh, man, it just disappears. So creamy, so quick. Damn, man. Damn. So good. So good. And let me just put this in the chat room real quick. As you all know, Molly set up the KetoBrainz August situation. We have a little bit left of all the stickers and the Quite Frankly stickers and 250 America kitchen magnets. So those are going out with every order. And then, of course, you're using the promo code to get you into this prize package. Hey, your brain is going to thank you for the KetoBrainz daily. Put it in whatever the hell you want. It could be a drink. It could be food. And your heart is going to thank you for the Nattokinase every night. There it is right there. The Nattokinase. I take 6,000 FU before bed. The BPC 157 is fantastic. I don't take these close together. Jay said, separate the BPC and the Nattokinase because the natto is an enzyme and you don't want it to, eat up and just neutralize the BPC. So I have that in the morning on an empty stomach, the BPC. And anyway, it's part of the Quite Frankly health stack. Stuff I take every day. And whether Molly's around or not, I will be taking it now forever. I love the KetoBrainz, and I hope you do too. If you want to try it, email me, frank@quitefrankly.tv. All right, so let me see. What else is going on? Here's something out of New York. I got to connect with my hometown a little bit more, and we will see. Now, all of a sudden, I'm getting a lag out of my computer, like it's 1998. This is very strange. Okay, stop. There you go. Strange. This thing was lagging, jumping all over the place. Let's see if it continues. Anywho, over here in New York, there is a woman who is suing the Yankees for $10 million after she says She suffered a serious injury after a bat flew into the crowd and struck her during a game. According to the lawsuit, Stephanie DeLuke, 37 years old, was sitting 4 rows behind home plate in company seats when the Cleveland Guardians third baseman Jose Ramirez swung on a pitch and the bat flew from his hands into the stands, hitting her in the head. The lawsuit alleges the impact knocked DeLuke from her seat and threw her to the ground, leaving her with severe and permanent injuries, including a traumatic brain injury.
She stood up. We got her on the side of the head. Bat goes one way, ball goes another. Bat goes into the stands, over the screen, too. Hopefully everybody's okay.
I don't know, man. I don't know who I side with on this one. When you are at a baseball, and that is what there used to not be any screens. You go to a baseball game or any kind of you go to a hockey game. If there's any kind of projectiles, whether it's a ball, a puck, whatever the hell it is, you got to pay attention. And there's disclaimers all over the stadium. Be aware of balls and bats, and I mean that's just what it is. I don't know. I wonder how this is going to work out. Now, personally, I would like to be compensated $10 million just for watching the Yankees ruin Aaron Judge's career. That's what I would like to see. They wasted his career, and I'd like $10 million restitution for that. But I'm going to be interested to see how this breaks, because that's just part of the rules of going to a stadium. I have to imagine there's all kinds of liability insurance and things like that, but there's disclaimers all over the place. You got to pay attention. Things happen quickly. Maybe she was paying attention. That was the moment that she looked down to grab some peanuts. You know, it happens. But I'm very interested to see how this plays out. $10 million. I mean, if I got hurt in Yankee Stadium and the injury was worth $5 million, I'd ask for another 5 too, because it's the fucking Yankees. So there's that. Anyway, what do you guys think about that? What would you want? Lisa Gray sent $50 super chat over on YouTube. I hate this show, wink, wink. I love you, though. Thank you, Lisa. I really don't expect this stuff on a Friday morning. It's a big boost to morale. 6,000 FU. Is that the new foo bar? Absolutely it is, Ron. I love that the unit of measurement for nattokinase is FUs. I love it so much. Especially since it's good for your heart, your circulatory system, blood pressure, and also breaking up and preventing clots. The judge already got the restitution for that one, Frank. What do you mean? Brian, they gave her? Hold on. What is the latest on the woman who sued the Yankees for $10 million? She filed a $10 million suit. She claims she suffered. So netting defect. Lawsuit alleges that the netting in her section was noticeably lower than adjacent areas, creating a gap. When do we get the verdict? The lawsuit was just filed this week. The Yankees have to respond within the next 30 to 60 days. Okay. So it could take months or years. Trust me, I know. Because I am at the tail end, hopefully, of a big estate fight for my late friend, who I was the executor, for whom I was her executor, and I know how that can go. So fighting with the Yankees, who knows? Maybe they just settle. It's just, I'm asking for 10, but if you give me 3, I'll find a way to deal with it. It's a very good strategy. If I twist my ankle at Yankee Stadium, I'm going to sue them for $58 million. $58 million, no less. Because then when I talk them down to $23 million, they'll be like, all right, that's more reasonable. That's the art of negotiating. Okay, so let's see here. Let's go to something else. Scientists. Have you heard about science? Hold on. What the fuck is going on with this computer? I'm going nuts over here. All right. You hear about scientists, everybody? Well, guess what? They have more things to tell you. They're issuing a warning after spotting more than 20 giant UFOs racing across the moon. Astronomers studying the moon claim to have captured possible evidence of technologically advanced non-human civilization. Scientists at Ukraine's main astronomical observatory reported observing more than 20 unidentified objects moving near and across the moon several months in 2025. Some of the disc-shaped objects, it's definitely ours, were estimated to measure between 15 and 25 miles across. What? 25-mile long ships? This is the like Rich Barris witness testimony stuff. In the new study that has not, last night I was watching, I put it into the Telegram. Last night I was watching Robert Sepper's from a few months ago about the vril and UFOs and anti-gravitic craft and the Germans and Antarctica, just how it all ties together again. And it's just still such a great, rich topic. And whenever I do finally have my night with Robert Sepper on the show, that has always been where the first conversation was going to be. UFOs, the vril, Antarctica, Operation High Jump, and then we can do the out of Africa nonsense theories after that. Some of the disc-shaped objects were about 25 miles across. In the new study that has not been peer-reviewed, the team said they identified two categories of UFOs: atmospheric objects that appeared stationary and continental objects that appeared to move across the moon's surface. The objects also appeared to display unusual changes in brightness and rotation. The researchers argue that those patterns could indicate structured technological behavior and raise the possibility that the objects originated from a hidden base on the moon. Now, that for a long time was my favorite moon landing theory, that it wasn't that we didn't have the capacity to make it to the moon. It's just that what was there could never have been really truly shown and covered to people. So that we did have a pre-produced broadcast that was delivered to us in 1969, only so that people got a little something and that the real story was being managed in a far more clandestine way. That used to be my favorite, and I still like it. I still miss that theory. I hold it dear to my heart. Researchers argue that those patterns can indicate structured technological behavior and a hidden base on the moon. Quote, UFOs are observed on Earth, and in near-Earth space, we believe that the moon serves as a base for UFOs. Well, it is hollow, so what the hell's going on inside that? It could be like a Death Star. The researchers claim that the objects could reach Earth within 20 minutes and appear in the atmosphere as UAPs. They argued that the objects' apparently intelligent behavior could point to the existence of technologically advanced civilization. Well, it's 2026. What do you want? It's 2026. What the hell do you want from me? You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? What's going on, Stephen and Lori? Rev over there on Pilled. Rosie is over on Pilled. En route. Good to see you. Who else do I have over there? Andrea D. My good friend Andrea. Good to see you. Okay, back into the other chat rooms, just looking around at what the hell you guys are talking about. Good morning, Specs1616. So they decided to bypass the White House lawn? Yeah, they said, to hell with the White House lawn. I'm just going to go to the moon. Here's one from Ron McBride. Scientific warning. Have you noticed weather extreme heat warnings? I'm in Phoenix really a couple of days ago. They posted the warning until next Thursday. How about one from June to mid-September? An extreme heat warning from June to mid-September. You see, there's something going on in the atmosphere. There's something going on here. Now the normie would say, that global warming, we better kill all of our abilities to make business and to destroy our economy and try to become a role model for the big polluters in the world, India and China and some African countries as well. But that's the normie take. There is something going on. There is some crazy shit happening right now. A lot of it has to do with solar activity. There's the grand solar minimum, which we have talked about with people like Jim Lee for a long time now, that whereas there is weather manipulation, there is also just regular cycles of the earth in relation to the sun that people at the top who are talking about taxing and spending and regulating and saving the environment and saving the polar bears and the ice caps and all that stuff, they know exactly what's going on, but they also know that average people are stupid. They're emotional. They are politically tribal, and they in understanding these cycles that most people don't, they just essentially attach their policy prescriptions to what those cycles are going to yield, and then you are able to just completely exaggerate and scream and alert people to when things start getting a little bit strange out there with the weather. And when things start cooling, you can say, well, it's because of our policies. It's working. So there's a lot happening, but it's so crazy. The whole heat dome thing, the things that are trapped. You want to talk about HARP. You want to talk about lasers. You want to talk about weather manipulation just from spraying to wildfires. I mean, wildfires is a big part of it. You know, the kind of like dumps of rain that we had a couple of weeks ago. It's all because of what was flying over us, the soot in the air from Canada. And it's just I still keep coming back to it. I don't remember a time when I can talk to a friend of mine from Kentucky or Ohio, Tennessee, something like that, about a storm that we're all experiencing at the same time. Or those deep freezes in the South where you guys, from all over Texas, which, Texas has like 5 different regions just in one state, all over Texas and throughout the Gulf area and up into the Carolinas and stuff like that, where so many people across such large swaths of land are experiencing the same storm. That's maybe I just have not paid attention, but that just seems crazy to me. It's normal for me to have a friend of mine in Ohio and Michigan to say, "Oh man, we just had a hell of a blizzard. It's coming your way, buddy," because of course it's going from west to east, and that's normal. But the fact that there are times now, whether it's like a heat dome or a deep freeze, that we're experiencing at the same time, over a span of sometimes hundreds, if not 1,000 miles, that's nuts to me. And maybe I just wasn't paying attention. Granted, maybe I wasn't paying attention. But hell, man. So much. What else are you going on? Severe drought, water restrictions along the Colorado Front Range, and weird drownings in the water reservoirs. Don't drink the water, says Tim Brown over on Rumble. Remember, the funny the funny little hats that are representing you will take 30 to 40%. Well, that's a good commission if you ask me. My kids are those types that don't want kids. They're both in their 40s, but no grandbabies so far. We're all getting a bit old for babies, so I got ducklings instead, said Post Miz. I'm really sorry to hear that. A lot of people just took the programming is real bad. I have friends that are just like, I got to figure out, I'm not as financially stable as I want to be. I can't bring a kid into this. I'm like, you know what? It doesn't matter. Have your children. Quick. You'll figure it out. You will figure it out. That's what I would tell people. I feel very, very lucky to have come away with what I have, because for a litany of reasons, some of them health related, we didn't know what the hell was going to happen. But I know there's a lot of people just making, environmental and political and principled decisions to not have kids. And like, oh, well, that's just, it's so short-sighted. But it doesn't matter, because I think that the children who are coming into the world right now, man, I hope that Aurora and Luciana have 5 children each. I hope they have 5 children each. You know what Aurora told me the other day? I was sitting, I was in the kitchen. I was in the kitchen, and I was having coffee, and Aurora said, "Daddy, can I have some coffee too?" So I poured her some iced coffee, a little bit of iced coffee and the KetoBrainz, and a little bit of half and half in there. And I just, dialed it up, put a little ice cube in there. She liked it. She gets it a little every so often, maybe once or twice a week, a little hit of coffee. I don't deprive her. It's not like every day she gets hopped up on this, but we're sitting there and she's just, sipping, and all of a sudden she goes and she takes out one of her play pretend devices that she turns into a phone or something. And she goes, "Oh, it's my husband." And I said, "Excuse me?" She goes, "It's my husband." I said, "When did you get married?" She goes, "Last week. You weren't around." I said, "Well, why didn't you wait for me? What are you talking about? Who is this guy?" And she goes, "His name is John." I said, "Okay." She said, "He's Italian." I said, "Okay." "He loves God and he goes to church." I said, "Very nice." I said, "What does he do for a living? Does he have a good job? Can he support you? What does he make good money? What does he do?" "He works at the children's hospital." I said, "All right." John the Italian, who goes to church and loves God and works at the children's hospital and makes good money. Okay. I was all right with this little cosplay. I was okay with this LARP. I said, I would like to meet him. I'd like to meet him, but you can't just go run away and get married. But I was very happy with that news. I said, all right. All right. Let's remember that one. Let's remember it all, shall we? I love it too. I love it too. Oh man. Okay. So let's get started. I've got a friend of mine showing up. Put him in over there. Start the virtual camera. That works. Nice. Whoops. Let me turn this down. Perfecto. And joining us, I haven't seen him in a little while. Well, I see him all the time on the internet, but this is the first time we've streamed in a little while, and it's his birthday. What the hell's going on, Mike Baldwin? How you feeling?
Oh, it's my birthday. Thanks, Frank. What's up? I shaved my beard. I still hate my face.
Have you shaved? Have you shaved since you shaved, or are you trying to grow it back?
No, I'm growing it back. See how long it is?
I was going to say, it's been like a couple of weeks. That's all you got?
Yep, that's all I got. It's been 12 or 13 days or something like that since the official shaving. And I went against the grain when I did it.
Oh.
Because I wanted to complete fresh start, And God, I'm kind of getting used to it now, but those first few days, I was just like, dude, I wish I could push hair out like a shit or whatever, like just try really hard and have it grow right back.
Like the Play-Doh machines.
Yes.
That's how I grow my facial hair. Like the Play-Doh machines when you're making spaghetti. Oh man. Well, listen, happy birthday to you. And you want to know something that I thought was really great. And congratulations to you. maybe you didn't know this, but your birthday, August 7th, is officially National Say the N-Word Day. Look at that.
Oh, no.
So
do I have to say it now?
This is your time. Well,
like not only is it the official day, it's my birthday. So that gives me double the right to say it.
Absolutely. You know what? We're actually going to be on Instagram over here for a little bit when we watch our reels. So let me stack you on top over there. That's it. So I just wanted to throw that out there because I knew that it would be you're all for special occasions and you like this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm going to do more than say it under my breath today.
You have to say it proudly on August 7th. Everybody has a pass, apparently. Okay, so here's something else, a little bit of news that I thought that you might like. This is coming from actually just the news. And it is headline, Iran, Israel, and U.S. agree to settle the conflict with a presidential squirt off. After months of escalating tensions, the United States, Iran, and Israel have reportedly agreed to settle their differences through a squirt off. The groundbreaking agreement was reached following intensive mediation efforts by global cricket superpower Pakistan. I love how they're a superpower in cricket. Early betting markets have installed Israeli Prime Minister Bibi Big Squirt Netanyahu as the overwhelming favorite. Analysts point to his decades of experience under pressure. However, rookie sensation Ayatollah Mojtaba Khamenei should not be counted out. So they're going to see, I guess, who squirts the most, the farthest. It could be volume. It could be distance. I hope the world is better off for it, though.
They're just lucky that this girl Jessica that I know is not in the running, because she would win. What is this, like a play on words or something? You mentioned cricket. Is squirt a cricket word?
No, it's not.
Okay.
No, it's just you have to qualify Pakistan in some way as a mediator in the whole thing. And what are they known for? They are a superpower, a cricket playing powerhouse in the world. A lot of people play cricket,
but that's not related to the squirt thing.
No, not at all.
So how does a man do that? Like I could shoot. I would call it shooting. I would never call it squirting.
I think that we're talking about something. I think it would have to be something else. Maybe it's something else. I think that's what makes it so impressive. That for male heads of state to squirt, it is something different in itself. And I guess we should just wait and see, because I don't know. I would enter a distance competition if we were just seeing how far you could shoot. When I was in high school, my friend Bob was like, dude, right when you're about to blow, like grab the end of it. And like, if you hold on a certain way, it's like pinching a hose or whatever. And then when you let it go, it'll jump out. And I made that same face to him. And then of course, when I was by myself later in the week, I was like, I'm going to try that thing Bob said. And then multiple times since then, I've been with females who have said, wow, that thing went all the way across the room. And I'm like, yep, learned that from Bob in high school. Thanks, Bob. Thanks.
Good memories.
It's good. High school is one of those. Squirting in high school. Well, here's another one for you. There's a German woman who has an interesting Tourette's tic. And I wanted to show this to you, and let's watch it.
Patient, Patientin, musst du das immer erklären? Ich habe glücklicherweise im Patientenumgang Hitler wenig bis gar keine Ticks. Also wenn ich konzentriert bin, sind die Ticks deutlich weniger. Und dabei bin ich dann so konzentriert, entweder auf die Tätigkeit oder halt auf das Gespräch mit dem Hitler.
I don't know. I would be able to put up with that just fine, I think.
Yeah, well, she's probably in a place where that's frowned upon. I think, since it's N-word day, I think that's a common Tourette's thing too. And you see the people cussing and stuff. Like the thing with Tourette's is you do the thing that you're not supposed to do the most in whatever moment you're in.
Right. Right.
So that's, but yeah, in America, like, nobody loves Hitler, but we don't mind hearing his name here.
No,
so people would just be like, that chick says Hitler a lot.
Somebody in the chat, somebody in the comments said, I have this tick, but mine's voluntary. They just walk around saying it all the time, just muttering to themselves.
I wonder if you would get arrested eventually.
If you were in Europe, yes.
If you just said, somebody, I'm going to butcher the joke, but somebody had a joke about if you just say the word no on an airplane enough times, they'll land the plane. Oh, that was a Louis C.K. joke. Just say no, just over and over again. Sir, do you? No. They're like, all right, we need to put this plane down. Like, any word repeated enough times is going to freak people out,
Yes, absolutely. You have to, you got the Quite Frankly mug.
And the shirt.
Oh, that's right. Look at that. From the Quite Frankly Jamboree 2025.
It's just barely starting to fit again.
You know what's crazy? That is a year now. In a month. In like 4 weeks, it's going to be a year. What was that? September 5th and 6th last year?
I don't remember the exact date. I remember that it was nice outside.
It's August 7th right now. So in 1 month, it'll be a year since then, and that's just so crazy. It really is.
Time, dude, isn't it nuts?
No,
like, I can
nuts.
I remember talking to my friend Austin the morning after the 2016 election, and him being like, Trump fucking won, dude. I can remember that like it was yesterday, and that was a decade ago. It's just crazy to think of how fast time goes. I was just thinking today I'm 45 now. I'm the age that my dad was when I was a sophomore in high school. And I used to look at my dad as like this like stoic man, and looking back now, he was just a dude, just like me, like just trying to get through the day,
Yeah. Those sleepless nights, wondering where the hell do I go next? Where do I pivot? What am I going to do? Is this it? There's just so much. There's so much you start understanding that could never be told to you in some way that sticks when you're younger. I was talking to somebody last night, a buddy of mine, Ben, because I'm uploading all of my classic episodes to my Patreon now for patrons over there, and it's starting in 2015. So I'm putting up another batch of episodes. And one of the episodes that I'm not going to put up there, it was a night that I had taken off because I went somewhere, I forget where the hell it was, and my buddy Ben, back in October of 2015, took over the show for me. It was a based Heisenberg takeover night, and he's one of my friends from Tumblr. And I sent it to him. I said, hey, man, what's your email? I want to send this to you. He's like, holy shit, I forgot all about it. I said, and we were just going on and on about the passage of time. I said, and he's just saying, can you just imagine what we might have, and I don't, if we even could have projected into the future to 2026, what we would have predicted could have happened. I said, I still remember, like you were just saying, 2016 when Trump won. I remember coming home that night from the studio and waking Lauren up around like 1 a.m. saying, Lauren, it happened. He did it. Trump won. And it was just crazy. And then I remember in November of 2016, when we were still 2 months away from all of the inauguration, and we were just starting to get little hints of people with their Russia theories and shit like that. And I remember saying to everybody on the show, can you imagine what we're going to be dealing with in April of 2017? And like 2017, well, we would, and we wouldn't even know. We would be in the middle of the beginning of the special counsel and all that stuff. But I mean, think about just the years afterwards. How would you have ever warned us about 2020 in 2016? I mean, and now we're 6 years after that. Holy shit.
Ridiculous. And now your daughter's getting married.
She's getting married to an Italian
hospital employee. Anyway, here's a couple of here's a carousel of strange reels we're just gonna go through, so we make the best of our last 20 minutes together. Here we go. All right,
So since CERN wore off, Real Online Boy does really great compilations of all the weirdest TikToks and things out there. And here we go.
Loom cornucopia is now all of a sudden back. Chick-fil-A is now C-H-I-C-K again instead of C-H-I-C. Bob Dylan is back and alive for some reason after CERN shut down. But one that has me really tripping out is Bewitched. Now I'm a Gen X. I watched Bewitched growing up with my parents, but if you remember, she twitched her nose and made things happen. Now she moves and twitches her mouth. The Energizer Bunny, have you seen the new Energizer Bunny mascot? That thing is creepy as all get out. Time has slowed down again. Remember, time was going by really fast. Things were accelerated. Now time has eased back. And I have talked to people that are reporting no more lucid dreams, no more headaches. Can we just keep CERN off, like, for good? The Fruit of the Loom.
So Fruit of the Loom cornucopia is back. I don't know about time slowing down. It's getting faster for me. And as far as the Energizer Bunny, I haven't seen that. As for Bewitched, I don't know which one he's watching. It was always a nose wiggle. Maybe it's a modern Bewitched. I don't know what the hell that's about. But what do you think about that stuff?
I don't know. It's the Bewitched thing. My first thought was maybe he was thinking of what was the other witch thing? Dream of Genie or something. I dream of Genie.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I don't know. If you can't twitch your nose without moving your mouth a little bit anyway, unless you're one of those freaks that can like move your ears and shit, you know?
Yeah, you know,
imagine being able to move the tip of your nose without moving any of your other face muscles.
Yeah, you can't do that.
If anybody can do that, email the show if you can twitch your nose without
send
moving
a video.
The rest of your face. Yes.
We need a video of that.
You'll be the most famous person on earth.
The top comment says, if turning off CERN is keeping Bob Dylan alive, then I think it's worth turning it back on, even if it means losing the K in Chick-fil-A or the cornucopia in the Fruit of the Loom. Yeah, we can make a different. Anyway, let's go keep going.
The Berenstein Bears thing is the one that actually hits home with me. All of that, like I don't remember
everybody that's in the White House.
Whether a cornucopia was on the Fruit of the Loom thing or not, you know, I don't remember if Bob Dylan died at some point, but I do remember the Berenstein EIN Bears and not the Berenstain AIN Bears.
I'm split.
See, I don't know what, you know, is the idea of the multiverse, the infinite multiverse. Everything's the same as the other universe, except in this one kid's book is spelled different. Like, but I guess that's part of the infinity of the multiverse, is like literally anything that you can imagine is happening in one of them. I think that all the time when I'm walking down the sidewalk or whatever. If there's an old lady passing me, I can't help but think there's a multiverse version of me that's just like, you fucking bitch, and just shoves her over.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God, that guy's a dick, whoever that guy is.
I know, you're like a villain in it. You're like just a strange, marauding villain in another universe.
Yeah, and if they're infinite, then you are a villain in billions of universes, you know?
I know. I wonder in which universe am I the most famous villain, though?
Well, in one of them, you are you're Hitler in one multiverse.
Oh, I went all the way in one multiverse. Okay, here you go. Entertainment. This guy's got a problem with the entertainment industry.
Fucking entertainment industry fucking sucks. I hate this fucking reels. I fucking hate these goddamn fucking TikToks. Fucking entertainment in the world sucks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Okay, next one. Here we go.
House is sea creatures and reptilian. So this is a diversion. They giving you, think about how they put people on TV to eat crawfish and lobster. They make it as like a game. It's a game. and they're feeding you, and what they're gonna do, it's like what I heard when I downloaded the message was that it's gonna suppress your body. So when they do, these sea creatures come out of the ocean in the waters, and they come out intact like the Pirate Caribbean. Think about how they came up in the ship and they were half human and half, octopus and whatever else, on their body, shells and stuff. So when they attack you, it's supposed to let down your defense mechanism and shut your body down. That's what the mercury does. So when I was a kid, I saw ghosts. I told my brothers, my cousins was the only ones that knew. It was growing up in the 80s, again, at that time, very religious. You can't talk to that because in the Bible and while you're preaching, everybody that's in the White House is sea creatures.
So that's what it comes down to. Everybody in the White House, in the government, we're talking about sea creatures at this point.
It's I think that's just as possible as outer space aliens or Sasquatch or anything else, There could be a whole Aquaman universe down there at the bottom of the ocean.
Oh God, I hope so. Hey, here's
Me
one.
Too.
Talking about your father issues. Take a listen to this one.
My father never kissed me, ever. He tried to kiss me one time, and before he could, I pushed him away and said, I ain't gay. Never tried to kiss me again. My father...
I think he needed a kiss, this guy.
I think so too.
He should have allowed his parents to give him one or two extra kisses.
I didn't have very many kisses with my dad. I kissed my mom before I would go to sleep every night, but it was never like a direct lip to lip, you know what I mean? It was like side lip to side lip.
Yeah, you can do that. I've peck kissed my mom on the lips all the time. That's just.
I'm saying I have before, but it wasn't every time. Like what was that? Tom Brady or whatever with his son, where he was like, "Come here."
Yeah. No. If I can't making out. If you're a father, you can't have long drawn out lip kisses with your son. Maybe. What's the last year? What's the last year that you can peck kiss your son on the mouth? If you are a father, what's the last year that you can do that and it's still appropriate and cute? Just a little whatever. What's the last year you can do that? 4, 3?
I was going to say 5 or 6. Yeah, and after dropping them off to kindergarten or whatever. But even that, I can see kindergarten kids being like, "You kiss your dad."
Yeah,
like it doesn't. And every kid in school is a dick for whatever. It doesn't matter what you do,
And to be clear here, if I had a son, he would not be wanting for affection. But when it comes to kissing on the lips, that I don't know, that would be cut off pretty soon.
Yeah.
In the timeline to be cut off pretty soon, but he would not be wanting for affection. That's for sure.
Right. I would get kissed like here by my dad, like during a hug or whatever. And he'd like throw a kiss over at me. "I'm proud of you," as he's like hurting my back from smacks or whatever,
That's it. Okay. Here's one, because we've all had odd jobs in the past. There is a video. This guy, hey, customer, hold on. Customer, have you ever seen one of these? Now,
I couldn't hear any of that, but I got the gist.
Have you heard any of these? Period.
I've not with the guy screaming. I could hear him say TikTok and some other stuff. I could hear all of the sea creature lady. I think it's a volume thing. If the volume is above a certain thing, then it just doesn't play through to my side.
Well, the reason why I got this one here is because of the comments, because what it started yielding was people in the comments that were talking about how if they were in a service industry or if they were plumbers or something like that, and they would go to people's houses for jobs, handymen, all that stuff, the strange customer experiences that they would have. And I wanted to read you some of these comments. 4 weeks ago, a guy named Arizona Motomoto said, I've been there, bro. I had a customer's grown adult children that lived with her, probably in their early 30s, perform a karate display for me for about 15 minutes while standing in the doorway with my 60-pound tool bag in my hand trying to leave. It felt like the Twilight Zone.
Ugh.
Here's another one. I was painting an apartment complex one time, painting the doors, and you put a little Vaseline on the door seal so you can paint the door and close it while it's still tacky. I had one tenant who looked strikingly like this gal in the video tell me as I was finishing painting, there are other uses for Vaseline, and she winked at me. I left as fast as possible.
Missed opportunity.
Here's another one. I'm a barber. I did a house call once for a boy who was about to graduate the next day. So it was free of charge because little homie did it. Anywho, the uncle just walked into the living room. The boy looked at me and said, I'm sorry, man, and dropped his eyes. The uncle started and interpreted dance to James Blunt, I'll Take Everything. Not only was this the most horrifying thing besides getting cornered by a possum in my basement. Oh, God. That. But I love that song from Law and Order. Now I can't listen to it without seeing untied Hoka sneakers and what had to be a version of a sea lion's mating wave. Here's another one. One time I was installing a frameless glass shower, and I look up and see the whole family laying on the bed watching me do the install. I wanted to close the door. Oh, I once gave a plumber a handmade pottery mug that I had made. He was he appreciated that, but it was also fairly awkward. Next time I shall try dancing. Oh, okay.
All of these just make me uncomfortable. I guess that's what they're supposed to do, but
yeah.
And I didn't. It really took me a few seconds of that dancing video to be like, oh, this is not originally. These people don't live together or whatever. First, I thought it was like a sketch that they made, but now it's clear that the girl put up the dancing video as like, look at me, everybody. And then the plumber guy is just making fun of her and did a strikingly good job of making his wall look like her wall.
Editing himself right down into it. I wish I had like a lane. I gotta keep an eye out for something that I can do that would make sense for me. Like, what can I do to put myself into some of these videos in a creative way? I like the videos that start when somebody is like falling or tumbling and they cut it in a way where it seems like they tumble into the next video. And
I've seen a lot of those.
Those are so well done. I love those.
The well done ones are well done. That's the thing, is that those are the ones that go viral are the ones that are done well. That's what I don't like about Facebook or like comedian friends or whatever. They'll be like, check out this reel I made, and I'm like, dude, like I can find so many things wrong with this, but I'm the same way with mine anyway.
Well, this next one was submitted by Casey Kakalaki, and
I know them.
Well, then here you have it. This is I guess a guy showing just how good his game is when he's out there in the dating market. And let's take a listen.
How much you want to bet I could blow your back out? You ever get cracked by a fucking dumbass? You ever get cracked by a straight up dumb shit? Yo, what's your pussy up to? Yo, does your pussy have any plans later? You think I could crack puss? Truth or dare? I dare you to let me blow your back out. Mind if I crack your puss? Yo, riddle me this. Can I crack? You know, it'd be sick if I pounded your cake. Pound cake? Fuck. Yo, what if I pounded your cake right now? Yo, I'm just spitballing here, but what if I pounded your cake?
Honestly, this is the extent of my game when I was single.
Yeah, I don't see any humor in that. I think that's just all good tips for talking to women.
Well, you know what it is? It's just like it's an elevator pitch. If you know that you're not, if it's just one of those things where you're not out there looking for a wife, and it's just a game. It's like throwing spaghetti against the wall. Something is going to stick.
It's a numbers game. Yes.
Pound cake.
That's yeah. We used to talk about that. Like any phrase that you can think of, if you go to a bar and say it to 1,000 different chicks, you're going to end up having sex with one of them. And it doesn't, even if you say, like, let me crack that puss, some girl's going to be like, I saw that Instagram. That's hilarious.
Okay,
like,
let's do it.
Let's get a drink. Yeah. Crack my puss, please.
I want this to work. It's like, I saw that Instagram. Oh, it would be hilarious if I let this work on me. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Fun times.
Well, that's okay. Well, fun times indeed. Let's see. Oh, a Wart guy. Thank you so much, Paul, for the super chat. Let me go on to Rumble real quick, see what's going on there. Nephilim says, throws an extra scoop of Keto Brains in Frank's coffee. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. And then over on Pilled, it's good to see Last Mimsy and Dext and a couple other people hanging out. And there you go. Okay, here's another one. Did you see real quick? Got a couple minutes left. That Robert Pattinson is going to be playing Chris Hansen in a new movie?
I did see that. It took me a few minutes of searching to find out that it was actually happening because I was like, oh, this is one of those well done AI things, you know?
That's what I thought it was at first. And people like, no, man.
It's so ridiculous. And I'm like, what? When was that guy ever like in a serious situation the way that this movie seems to make it seem? You know what I mean?
Let's see here. Portraying Hansen during the height of To Catch a Predator back in 2006. The film is set to hit theaters September 25th of this year. And here, take a look at this.
Big night planned.
Who are you?
Why don't you have a seat right there? I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on adults who try to meet teens online. You see how this looks, right?
Now, there's extended clips and trailers out there, and it almost looks like I don't know how true to the story they're going to do, or if they're going to add some kind of like a vigilante aspect of it. Because other clips I saw was of him almost like preparing for battle.
Yeah.
And maybe that's just what he had to do. Maybe he had to have a bulletproof vest on for some of these encounters, because you just don't know if somebody's going to, because a lot of these people who show up to take advantage of children, they may have murderous intent. It may just be a little bit more than getting your rocks off and being a pervert. It could also just be that they have a bloodlust, so you don't know what you're getting into. I never actually really thought about the danger that Chris Hansen was putting himself in to be able to do this, and it was crazy. But somebody, the top comment says, bro, they're talking about Robert Pattinson, bro will do anything to make people forget that he was in Twilight.
Yeah, I've heard similar things to that. There's a guy, I wish I could think of his name. I follow him on Facebook and watch his Facebook videos, and he talked about how Robert Pattinson is one of the few examples of somebody who did like a cheesy movie, made millions, and just skated off of that as the rest of his life. And he's like, I can do whatever kind of movie I want to. And he talked about all of the like bangers that Robert Pattinson has put out, but then he listed like 20 movies that you've never ever heard of that Robert Pattinson like paid to get made just because he liked it, you know?
That is a level of professional freedom that I just really, I think is fantastic. It's like if somebody finds himself in a position where they are just like, for example, what's his name? The kid who played Harry Potter for those 7 or 8 movies. I mean, he had you can go and do a 2-year residency on some quirky off-Broadway production and just do stage plays for however long you want. You can do whatever the hell you want at that point, and just enjoy the freedom. There's absolutely nothing that will ever ruin you financially again. And
right.
Hell, I would take that. I would be in a cheesy romantic comedy Twilight fan fiction kind of a thing. If you can, shit, I'll be a werewolf. I'll be a shirtless werewolf for a couple of movies, and then I could do whatever I want for the rest of my life, as long as I don't have to do anything weird. That's weird enough, but it's fine. It's fine. That's acceptable weird. I'll be a shirtless werewolf.
Two things. One, the Daniel Radcliffe movie where he's got guns like bolted to his hands. Did you see that?
No.
Well, just Google that description and you'll find it. And then two, besides Robert Pattinson, did anybody else in Twilight like they're not nearly as successful, which then goes to say like Robert Pattinson is just a really good actor. He's not in all this shit because he was in Twilight necessarily. You know what I mean?
Well, let me see here. Taylor Lautner, he was the one that played one
the
of
werewolf.
The werewolf. He was the other one. I just remember. And then there is Kristen Stewart.
I believe so. Yeah.
Well,
she's been in some stuff that's good. I can't think of any of it now, but Robert Pattinson still, his Batman is one of my favorite Batmen, and I can't think of what else he's been in that I liked, but yep, he's good. He's just a good actor.
Well, let's see. Taylor Lautner, apparently, for the first Twilight, he only made $1 million. For the second one, he made $4 million. For the Saga Eclipse, I didn't even know there was all this other stuff. $7.5 million. By the time they got to Breaking Dawn, Part 1 and Part 2, he was paid $12.5 million per part. And then this is Taylor Lautner, got profit cut. Total $15 million with bonuses for the Eclipse one because he had 2.5% profit cut. And then he got 7.5 shared back end split on Part 1 and Part 2 of Breaking Dawn in 2011 and 2012, which netted him up to $25 million per film extra on top of the 12.5 that he earned just as salary. So you think about him, I mean, that he earned at least $45 million just with the Twilight films alone. God, if I
he's either sitting pretty or I could spend $45 million in 3 years, dude.
Well, I mean, come on, of course, 45. But you know, if you gave me $45 million, if I had netted that, and forget about everything else, because I'm sure that he was given like, you know, fashion deals. These people were like sex symbols in the early 2000s and stuff. So I'm sure that they had fashion clothing companies, everybody giving them stuff and getting their endorsement, you know, on billboards at Kohl's or something like that. So, but just from these movies alone, if you gave me $45 million in 2012, there's no way that I wouldn't be anything less than filthy, stinking rich. All of it would be invested and whatever. And I would give myself a couple million to play with. And maybe I'd be a little stupid with that, but I would never in my right mind allow myself to destroy that. Cause like you said, the rest of your life is just, hey, you want to have some fun? What do you want to do now?
Yeah, I can't imagine, dude. I make like low amounts of money. Like if I made $1 million, I would literally be set for the rest of my life, living the lifestyle that I currently live. You know.
Honestly, that's a big dream. Like when you think about the money that people are negotiating out there right now. And I think about what we've been able to do with so little. If you just gave me a little more, I would be living the life of Riley. I would be living the life of Riley, especially if we ever had anybody out there that fought the good fight for us in government and stopped the taxation and just allowed us to keep what we earn. Man, that would be the greatest whirlwind of success. We would be reintroduced to our own success. We don't know how successful we are because we're so slaved. We're just so slave-ass dominated right now. But anyway, it's your birthday. And what are you doing for the rest of the day, Mike?
It is. I'm going to lunch with a dude whose birthday it also is, who lives here in town with me. And I don't know what else I'm going to do today. I've got the day to myself. Other than that, my grandma took me to Village Inn. Do they have those in New York? It's sort of like a Denny's sort of place, but like I would put it a few steps above Denny's, like breakfast food, but also you can get burgers and stuff too. And she took me there for lunch yesterday and gave me a card with $25 in it. And that was super cool. My sister sent me money and bought me some stuff. And yeah, and Facebook is obviously going nuts with people saying happy birthday, which is, the idea is nice, but Facebook types out the entire message for you already, and it's just like, here, hit send. So I'm getting the identical, like, happy birthday with the same 3 emojis. But it's still nice. It's the thought that counts, and I appreciate it.
That used to be something that warmed my heart. I was never a big birthday person, but when I was on Facebook, that used to be great. You can see the canned responses. They weren't AI generated, click here. Back when I was still on it, everybody was, writing it out, even if it was just a little, hey, happy birthday, man, whatever. But it was so, that used to be one of the better things about being on social media back then, was you got a lot of attention from people you didn't hear from in a while, and it was just a nice way to talk to people once a year. And I hope the rest of your day is nice, man. And remember to tell your other friend happy birthday, and remind him that it is National Say the N-Word Day. So
I'm telling everybody that today.
Okay. Well, have a good MikeIsFunny.com. Follow him on Instagram. I always get a laugh out of all the reels that he puts out there. Just constantly peppering people with funny moments from all of his stand-up sets. And
thanks. I just posted one like 5 minutes before we got on, so everybody can go over to whatever and watch it, because I just posted it on everything.
Okay, sounds good.
Sweet. Thanks for having me on. I weaseled my way into this. I messaged Frank and I was like, it's my birthday. Can I come on for my birthday?
Yeah.
So
I would love to have you on from time to time, especially on Friday mornings, where we can just do reels together. But thank you for everything, man. Have a great day.
See you later.
Okay, take care. There goes Mike, and that's that. Okay. Well, you guys have been fantastic. Be well. Let me get into the chat room again a little bit more. Morgan, Ron McBride, Liz P, Misfit, and Bill Cooper. And we got a couple other people who are watching over there on Twitch. It's good to see those people hanging around. Make sure that wherever you are, guys and gals, that you are subbed and that you have your notifications on. Okay? Notifications are huge. That's big. And I can't wait to talk to you guys again on Monday, but keep the notifications on, because you never know. Maybe Saturday night I pop in from the porch again and we just talk life over a brief cigar stream and all that. Be well. Enjoy the sun if it's not too crazy. Get baked and enjoy a coffee. Please remember, KetoBrainz.com. Go and get yourself some creamer. It's a nootropic brain infusion. It's a stack in and of itself. You're going to really, really enjoy it. If you want to try it, email me, frank@quitefrankly.tv. Use promo code August or any of the active Frankly codes on KetoBrainz.com. The link is in the description. It's also in the shop section on QuiteFrankly.tv, and become a sponsor. You get samples of all types of stuff, including a welcome envelope when you become a sponsor of the show. And we're going to be watching a Terminator 1 on August 21st. It's our next watch party. Punch your ticket to that. All of the film club watch parties are fantastic, and we do more of those as the year gets colder and darker and all that. But during the summer, we still have some fun with that too. And thank you guys for the friendship. Thank you for the super chats as well. And I'll talk to you soon. All right, that's it. Old money and golden sunshines. Until the end.